I'm gonna give it a minute so y'all can get up in here because I did not share it out. But we have to talk about this like super fast. I'm on a time crunch, so I can only give y'all 10 minutes. That being said, hey Couture Bays, it is your girl Britt Brack going live with the Breeze and Base Squad. We gotta talk now. Before we get started, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice or my 50 vegan water, and let's get into the mess, shall we? How you can like this video is by double tapping the screen if you have that capability or hitting those three dots right here. You see them? I know you do. Hit those three dots. How you can share this video or engage or, send monetary support is by hitting those three dots right there. That being said, let's get into the mess. So Shannon Sharpe is fired. Okay, he is fired. I waited for official confirmation. I didn't do shoulda, woulda, coulda. Official confirmation. And Bay Squad, can y'all please share this live to let the other bays know that we are live, because I can't share it until we're done. Hey, what's going on, Shaking? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Antoinette. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, y'all know, as I'm on my mini vacay, I happened to see Shannon Sharpe got fired on his day off. Nasty work. And you know what? He is a 50-something-year-old fool. He could even be in his 60s. I think he's in his 50s, though. But this is what happens when you do not play your cards right. He's not publicly out with a woman. He's not publicly out with a man. He's just out here being single with all this money and being dumb. Can we talk about it? Hey, Auntie Gang, what's up? So y'all know I was just outside like for a small little bit. And I saw that Shannon Sharpe was fired. Honey, they said he had to go. And let's not act like ESPN is not a big check. That's a huge check. They probably foot the bill for Shannon Sharpe to pay the OnlyFans model so she could retire. Gabrielle Zuniga, yeah, the one who got generational wealth, I bet you he's wishing he would have paid for his daughter's wedding now versus giving some woman who ain't never played a sport in her life. The sport she did play was dip it low, pick it up slow in the cucumber challenge. Okay, you see what happens, and they will never tell y'all this. Y'all ready? Can I shake the table for a bit? Hey, grown woman. Hey, Mary. What's going on? Fire on his day off. When tricking goes wrong, you lose. First of all, he wasn't even tricking. Okay, because if he was tricking, if he was really cutting the check like he should have been cutting the check, that lady wouldn't be upset. I'm telling you, happy hoes ain't hating. Okay? Happy hoes ain't hating. That is the name of the game. The game is to be sold, not told. And he literally just put in all that work from that Cat Williams interview, the Monique interview, all those viral moments. He literally just gave that money to the girl. The stuff he was probably saving for a rainy day. He is what the old folks call an old fool. And see, this is why you can't trust them old heads who ain't never been married at all. Look at that dumb. He's dumb. Can we just talk about it? He is dumb. Like, you could have given that 23 million, because they keep saying 23. I told y'all I was told it was 15 and they said it was 23 million. I don't know. Either way it goes, he had to give that money to that lady who ain't did nothing hard. The hardest thing she did in her life was eat the booty like groceries, and it was his. So am I mad at it? No, because sis played her cards well, played her cards well, and she got paid for her pain. I told y'all, when these men be telling y'all to cry in the Rolls Royce in the BMW, cry at the lawyer's office. Cry at the lawyer's office. It's way more financially beneficial for you. Okay? Way more financially beneficial. So now you got Shannon Sharpe fired from ESPN. Let's not act like ESPN is not a good source of income. Because, when the girls be talking that entrepreneur-ish, ain't nothing like a good TV gig that gets you paid like you weighed. That's one. Two, look at what's happening now. Now he has to actively fight these other pending lawsuits and these other white women coming out of the woodwork talking about, well, he forced himself upon me. He's a fool. You see what happens when you don't stick to the code of making money? The code of making money is to make your money and get out the way. Shannon Sharpe thinks he's still hot to trot because for some reason he bought into the red pill philosophy and psychology. Look at them red pillars. Look at them red pillars. They're either in the ground and their loved ones is praying over them and dropping daisies, or they're in the penitentiary system, or they're at the hospital on hospice begging somebody to love them. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, don't ask me how I know. The stats are there, the numbers are there. Shannon Sharpe is an old fool. He had multiple people tell him he needs to go settle down. What did he say? He's still hot to trot. Do you think some young tender wants to be with an old Shannon now that he's giving all his money away? Do for me too? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Oh, they coming for him, and for sure he better have that checkbook ready. Yes, they do. He need to pay like he weigh. See these old heads. See, some of the girls been making the old heads seem like they something impressive. They are not impressive, baby. You're old. You gotta start telling these men that you're old. You're geriatric. You can't hang out at the club. You didn't live two lives. Okay, he was able to transform himself from a football player, Hall of Famer, a sports analyst to a podcaster. Baby, he didn't live multiple lives. And y'all be out here trying to treat these men like this. But he ain't no prize. Y'all think he the prize now that he's cutting the check? Absolutely not. He's a mark. He is a mark, and this is what the old heads don't understand. That's why I say y'all be treating these old men like they the supreme being. Yeah, you getting that money because you're old. You know how to calculate your coins and save a little good coin and stuff like that. That's what you're supposed to do when you're old. See, y'all was making him thinking he was the prize. He ain't never been the prize. He's a lick. Sis hit a lick. I can't even get mad at it. And now you fired. And you was talking all that ish. Go against the black woman, and this is what happens. Go against the black woman. This is what happens. I can't even feel sorry for Shannon because he's probably out with some young tender right now. Probably out with some young tender right now. Hey, the Juice Talk Radio. How you doing, love? I seen you been working and getting it in. So at the end of the day, I can't even feel sorry for him because now you're fired. That generational wealth you could have gave to your daughters is going to somebody who never had to do anything in life. She didn't have to catch a ball. She didn't have to run against nobody. She didn't have to be a part of some type of elite system. Because let's be very clear, the NFL, and he's a Hall of Famer. The NFL is a very, very broad spectrum. And then once you're in there, it gets even smaller. And he's giving all that hard money, all that hard work. He's giving it to that young tender, and that's what he gets because he should have settled down. He should have settled down with him, a man or a woman. I don't care. I don't care. Now he got to pay like he weigh. I told y'all, when these old men be in your face, ask them to cut the check. Don't be sitting over there trying to be like, oh, baby, baby, baby. First of all, sir, that's what y'all got to hit them with. First of all, sir, hit them with the correct pronouns that they used to. Excuse me, sir, because he's old. He's elderly. If you're not talking about cutting the check, what are we talking about? He's over there trying to siphon the youth, and that's what he get. He should have been over there with the Bertha May, a Bethula, a Mary. What's the old name? Geraldine. He should have been over there with them. You know what he wants to be? With a Gabrielle. And Gabrielle took him to the bank. She took him to the bank because he don't know how to play by these new school rules because he's old. He's old. He was over there even texting. He didn't even understand he was being set up. Being set up. And even though I said she was a lady of the night, he was over there with that lady of the night. That tells you what type of man he is. He's a low vibrational man. A low vibrational man who made millions of dollars. I told y'all these men love them a good hoe until the hoe take them to the bank. I told y'all that. He rich man dollars don't affect him. It do affect him because now he's out of a job. Now he's out of a job. And what do you think ESPN is over there doing? They're going to make it so he don't get a job nowhere else with his competitors. With ESPN's competitors. They'll be like, no, no, no. You see, he got all these lawsuits. They literally just fired everybody at Formula One, FS1. Y'all better get into it. He was dumb to realize he was being set up on the phone. A fool. A fool. He paid from the podcast. Even worse. And poor Ocho Cinco with his degenerate behind. What is he gonna do? He got 15, 11, like 15 to 20 kids to take care of. Every other year he's making a baby. Every other year he's making a baby. We're talking about somebody who played football at the most elite status. He has injuries. He has to go through things to make sure that his bones are still good. Okay? He needs to settle down. And the sad thing is, it don't matter who he settles down with, because now he's going to have to make sure he pays like he weighs. That's why I'm not upset with Carucci over there with Deion Sanders. Hit a lick news. Carucci, and let's be very clear, Carucci is besties with Christina Milian. She out here doing hood rat activity. She didn't found a man who barely got toes, lost his bladder. Yeah, he going off the pasture. He's talking about what Dion said. I gotta stay in good health. I want to have more kids. You see what Carucci got him doing? Mm, 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 mm. Trick entrapment gone wild. Not trick entrapment. Not y'all saying he was a trap. Listen, I feel bad, but at some point, this man is older than me. They call him Unc. Okay, they call him Unc. He's not acting like an Unc, because my uncles would have never been over there with some young tender getting caught up. They would have just been like, listen, let me pay these bills. I know you over there. Let me retire you from the OnlyFans. That's what he was supposed to do. Here, let me just retire you from the OnlyFans. I'm gonna waste your time. Let me just retire you from the OnlyFans, baby. Sit over there. You can take all the men you want. Just sit over there. When I call you, make sure you come though. Make sure you come when I call. Because I'm going to retire you off of OnlyFans. You'll never have to work again. See, he should have did that. He didn't. That sis was over there waiting. She was waiting patiently. She was like, this old black man who told me to have his black babies doesn't want me. Hell no. I'm crying in the lawyer's office. And he got played. He should have listened to Tabitha Brown. He should have listened to Monique. He should have listened to Cat Williams. Multiple people went over there telling him he needs to settle down and be a good, respectable man. He didn't want to. And now his freak flag is being flown all in the streets. Flown all in the streets because he didn't know how to play the game. See, he thinks because he's making money, he's still somebody hot. He's not hot. He's not young. He's not Chris Brown. He's not NBA young boy. He's not Drake. He's not Future. Future, you're pushing it. Because once you hit 50, you know better. Once you hit 50, you know better. You are officially the uncle. They call you Unc. They call you OG. You can't even speak the same language. You don't wear the same things. He think he G Herbo. Go sit your old tail down. Baby, you're closer to the nursing home than you are to the club. You got to start reevaluating your life. You have to. And now ESPN has fired you. And they're going to blacklist them. I'm just telling y'all what I can see. Hey, the Bailey Burke Show. Can we please get 50 likes? I'm talking to y'all and I'm on vacation. I'm talking to y'all on vacation. And listen, I don't see any women having to give up their retirement to no men. I haven't seen it. We even saw an heiress have a baby with a felon and still came out on top. Baby, y'all stop listening to these men who tell y'all they hit the wall. The women hit the wall. The women are not hitting the wall. The men are hitting the wall. And they're hitting the wall hard. And they're being tricked out their spot. So you black women who are out here trying to make excuses for these old, degenerate black men who ain't found their queen or king, ain't found their forever partner, baby, you better look at Gabrielle and say, he's out of ESPN. He's out of sponsors. We're talking about $1 million deals. $1 million deals just gone. Poof, like that instantly. He said, I'll come see y'all back during football time. Football done started. Aren't they at camp? Are they at camp? That's a good little check. A good check. He didn't put all his energy into fighting this case, and he didn't give her more money than what she asked for. A mess. They said French Montana is dating an heiress from Dubai, allegedly. Don't nobody care about French Montana. He's a dusty. I'm sure if he's over there dating the heiress, he's over there coming off some money too. French Montana comes from money. Just FYI. Look at these men in the chat crying at their savior because I said Shannon Sharpe is a fool. Honestly, when I see men in the chat talking nasty to women like myself, it just gives me the impression they wanted to sleep with Shannon Sharpe too, and they didn't find a way to get hit a lick news. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's always the pictures with no profiles. It's always the pictures with no profiles. You see them? You see them in the chat? They wanted to be over there calling Shannon Big Daddy and letting Shannon say they wanted to put a black baby in them, a big black baby at that. Yeah. Yeah. Look at them in the chat. You see them? Look at these clowns. I told you a lot of these men are gay. And the only reason they mad at Gabrielle is because they couldn't get to the money first. Yeah. 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 He was a fairy. Yeah. He was a fairy. So Shannon Sharpe is fired. Poor Ting. He didn't see it coming. I don't know why. Once he settled, and he settled real fast. He should have pushed this out. He wanted to get it over with. And now, he should have helped that nice white man who was trying to go after his ex-wife, and he probably wouldn't be into this. But Shannon Sharpe has a history of settling cases of white women who he does something to in the bedroom. He needs to go seek some type of sexual therapist to go work out them demons. Because at his big age, he's never been married. And I'm going to say it again, he's never been married. But the podcast bros want us to believe Shannon Sharpe is the prize. How are you the prize when you're cutting the check and providing generational wealth to people who only did things of dip it low and pick it up slow in the cucumber challenge? Exactly, Nina. He settled and still got fired. And still got fired. And this is just the beginning. Because let me tell you how ESPN works. They're going to make sure he doesn't work with none of the broadcastings. They're going to make sure he doesn't go over there and work with none of them because they know Shannon's presence is very strong. So they're going to attack. They're going to blackball him. They're going to force him out, Hall of Famer or not. And then he's going to have to take some trivial deal where he only gets hundreds of thousands of dollars a year instead of the millions he was getting. We're in inflation. And y'all think Shannon can afford to be out of the $1 million contract he had with ESPN? See, this is what happens when they say, oh, get you something young. I'm not mad at it because I'm young to Shannon Sharpe. Get you something young. I told y'all these young girls are not stupid. They know how much these men make. I said it's only the pygmies who made Shannon Sharpe be the prize. Oh, he's the prize. He ain't no prize. He's old. You got to treat these old men like they're old. First of all, you're old. You have to eat a special diet. Otherwise, you're close to getting the gout, the hypertension, the diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. You can barely keep up. He need a nap. Papa, sit down. And that's why I said the boys don't understand. At some point, you got to sit back and say, you know what? Let me relax. He should have got him a lifetime partner if he don't believe in marriage. Exactly. These young girls got the internet. They know what's up. They have the internet. They have a network. They have colleagues. They have social circles. They're getting the game. She saw him in the gym and said, yeah, I'm going to get some of that money, some of that podcast money. And she did. She's now retired. Imagine the only thing you've ever had to do in life was to work out. You do a little OnlyFans and you get millions from a Hall of Famer, a podcaster, a sports analyst. Baby, ain't nothing better than that. That is easy street. Do y'all really think she cares? Y'all want to talk about morals? She don't care about the morals because she understands the patriarchy society. Men put the rules in place, and now she's going to bask off the rules in place set by men. That's why I said these men are more emotional than they are logical. Because a logical man would have never been caught up with an OnlyFans model. That's all I'm saying. But the boys is mad at me. The boys is mad at me. The boys are mad at me because they couldn't get first dibs at Shannon. You can always tell the broke boys because they be in the chat. It's time for work. How come you're not at work, sir? How come you're not clocking in, sir? Do them people know you still in time to write disparaging comments? That's all I'm gonna say. And finally, because we got 5 minutes left, happy birthday to Darius, our favorite mod. It's his birthday. Shout out to the Leos, aka the Leos. Okay. Skip, I am two-time Super Bowl champ and Hall of Famer. Yup. Listen, we don't care about the broke boys. The broke boys are mad. We get rich off of the broke boys, the brokies, the busted, and the disgusted. We get rich off of them. We will always have content because there's always some part of the male psychology that thinks he has enough wind in him to keep up with these young tenders. And no, he don't. I wish they had the internet when I was 13. Ooh, Tasha. I told you he would lose it all. Yes, you did, CW. Yes, you did. Not y'all make money without having a job, but yet y'all are here mad, upset. If you're so mad, go send Shannon Sharpe some money. He needs it. Dusty's, why aren't you building a new blockchain? I know his daughters are on 10. Okay? He budgeted 30K for weddings and was paying 25 per cheek. Nasty K. I know that is nasty work. If he was my dad, I would just cut him off. I would do like Brooke Hogan and just be like, child, please, and go do my own thing. Happy birthday to the Leos. Yes. Okay. Sad. This is sad. And you know what's crazy? No matter what goes on, Papa Bay is a lover man. He's a lover boy. But Papa Bay is with women his age. Even if he wanted to be with a younger woman, he understands, like, he has to pay like he weighs. You got to stand on your wallet. You're old. And Shannon is standing on his wallet. So if an old man is in your face, tell him to cut the check. Tell him to cut the check. Yes. They be thinking these girls can't keep up. These girls can keep up. The girl's been able to keep up since the beginning of time. You know what's sad? Mother Nature is a woman. The world is built off the divine feminine, not the divine masculine. And that's what's crazy. If he was in his good book, as he portrays himself to be, he would know that. Okay? Brokies need to go build a new GPT and leave us alone. Hello. So if an old man with a check is in your face, take that check. Take that check. Don't think about his children. He should have thought about his children when he was over there with that 19-year-old. He didn't think about his children when she started the extortion games. Now you out of millions. And y'all can't convince me that the PUSSY does not run the world. Look what Shannon Sharpe lost in the name of being with that young puss. They can never make me hate the girls. They could never make me hate the girls. The girls will tolerate you just enough. He's not lit. What does Shannon Sharpe do that makes him lit? Nothing. He's old. He's an old man. I look at Shannon and I think he's an old man. He has all these rules that you got played. You got finessed by somebody whose only claim to fame was OnlyFans. Nasty work. Now your daughters have to be not only embarrassed, ashamed. Because you did this to them. I told y'all, do you want to see a man without a plan? He don't have no wife or no husband. And on that note, what are y'all thoughts, Bay Squad? I'm just, checking in. Y'all see my makeup? You see the body is tea. Follow me on the free apps. I gotta go, y'all. Tech Bay's in here. Send your info to Couture Bay and I'll holler back. Ooh, yes. If y'all are a tech bay, CW is working on something big. Send it to me and I'll send it to CW. She needs you. And on that note, I gotta go, y'all, because I have a real life. I hope y'all live y'all life to the fullest. And if an old man is in your face, take his money. Take his money. He worked all those years on that job to get that pension to give it to you. What a blessing. And on that note, comment down below. I gotta go. Bye, host.